to Brewing Success, where growth is the mission, change is the reward, and progress is the goal. I am your host, Andrea Gebhardt. I'm a former educator turned passionate entrepreneur whose desire to create impact has never wavered. I've spent the last decade teaching, mentoring, and coaching people on how to create success in their lives and businesses with proven strategies and systems that not only bring about change, but big results. When it comes down to it, teaching is my specialty, leadership is my jam, and inspiring you to live a bigger, fuller life is what I'm all about. This podcast will give you the knowledge and tools you need to brew success in almost any area of your life. You're going to walk away each week feeling inspired, motivated, and ready to step outside your comfort zone and into the next level of who you're meant to be. Now let's get into today's episode. So a good friend of mine shared an article with me a couple of weeks ago from Yahoo Finance that stated that 73% of Americans will be looking to start a side hustle in 2023. And to some of you, that might be shocking, but to me, it actually makes sense. The more shocking thing for me is that it's taken a global pandemic, economic crisis, and massive layoffs for people to realize that having more than one stream of income is literally worth its weight in gold. It's even more shocking to me that it's taken this long for the side hustle culture to no longer be looked down upon, as it is simply, as we've seen it come to be, a way of life. College degrees, good paying jobs, dual income households, those things are no longer the key to financial stability and success, right? More than ever, especially after the great lockdown of 2020 and massive shifts in the way that we work and live life, people today are gravitating toward time and financial flexibility as the measurement of success. The question is no longer, where's the best place for me to work and what's the best job to have? The question now has become, what do I need to do to create more streams of income so that I have more options and I'm in more control of my personal economy so that I can spend my time how I want with who I want. People no longer want to be at the mercy of their employer or industry, as it became very apparent very quickly to so many that they and their families were just so disposable. Just another name, just another line item on the payroll sheet. So yeah, finally, can I just really emphasize, finally, the majority is looking for a better way. The majority is in a search of a side hustle, not just because their jobs aren't enough, but they are finally realizing that they were made for more than a life of struggle, made for more than constant challenge. And they're done with their worth and their value being determined by an outdated piece of paper titled job description. Moms are simply tired of asking for permission to spend time with their kids. Dads are over late nights that cause them to miss out on baseball games. And more people are realizing that the more say they give over their life, the less say they actually have in it. So, this article actually did two things for me. And I'll be sure to link the article in the show notes because I want you to check it out. But the article actually did two things for me. One, it made me super excited to see this in a headline. I've been full-time in this industry as an entrepreneur for the past 10 years. That's a full decade of, creating multiple streams of income, generating over $450 million in sales, teaching and mentoring people how to be successful in this industry, helping hundreds of women unlock six-figure success from scratch. And I've learned and I have seen firsthand the impact that taking control of your life and doubling down on your effort and how chasing your dreams truly does enable you to live a life by design. It also got me thinking about how, if this is the case, if this article is in fact accurate and 73% of Americans are going to be looking to find a side hustle in 2023, well then, we need to have a quick chat because not all side hustles are created equally. And quite frankly, having read this, I feel called to bring clarity to the industry, to debunk some beliefs and provide insight and perspective as to what to look for and what to avoid when it comes to finding the right side hustle for you. And I will start by saying that, listen, I refuse to bash or trash any company or model out there. I'm not going to do that. I am pro people doing and finding what is right for them. I liken it to kind of like car manufacturers and models. There isn't any one brand or model that truly is better than another, right? It's all about preference. It's about finding the right vehicle for you and your needs. That's the same for this industry. You have to find the right make and model, the right vehicle that is the best fit for you. With that being said, just like I would never own a minivan, no offense, P.S. to all my mama friends out there who I know just felt attacked by that statement, I personally am just not into like sliding doors on cars. With that being said, there are models of business in our industry I personally would never do. And if you ever want to know what those are and why, we can have that conversation. Just shoot me a DM or an email and we'll talk about it. But just like a minivan isn't for me, a certain, make or model of a car may not be for you. What I like, you may not necessarily like, but there are certain things that you need to know to be informed about to make the best decision for you. And I want to say first that 50% of the success and failure rate of any one individual in anything they do is 100% them. 50% of the success and failure rate of any one individual in anything they do is 100% them. What I mean by that is that, if someone fails at something, it's 100% a mindset problem. It's 100% a work ethic problem. It's 100% a consistency problem, a discipline issue. The other 50% is usually what they are doing, right? So that can be made up of bad leadership, poor culture, lack of systems, lack of innovation, distributor-based consumption, all contribute to the business or the company being a bad fit. You can be an incredible human with an incredible work ethic and incredible confidence and belief and consistency and discipline, but if the culture sucks, like the chances of you succeeding in that are pretty low. Does that make sense? So I want you to understand that 100% of your ability to succeed and or fail is based on you and what you choose to do. So 50% of that, like half of that goes to who you decide to show up as. The other half of that is what you're showing up to. And sometimes we can only control who we are and what we do. We can't control oftentimes how things are ran or led, which is why we have to pay attention to these things. It's kind of like how I think about Chinese food. And, Chinese food is good, but there are places that serve terrible Chinese food. So what does one do? When the food or the service is bad, we find a better place to eat. It's not that Chinese food is bad and that Chinese food is always going to be a bad experience. It's just that some places don't do Chinese well, right? And what's interesting to me is that that's just the way that things work. We go somewhere, we experience something, it's not what we thought it was going to be. We don't just give up on it. We don't give up on going out to the movies. We don't give up on going to restaurants because we had a terrible experience. We just seek out and search for restaurants with better food, with better service to have a better experience. And this industry is no different. So here's the deal. When it comes to finding a side hustle, there are a few key things to look for and ask yourself. This right here that I'm going to share with you is a very basic litmus test. And if you ever have reached out seeking guidance on what side hustle to start from me, like if we've had a conversation, then you're going to have heard this before. Now, if you're currently in a side hustle and this basic litmus test doesn't pan out for you, chances are you could be misaligned where you are. So here are the things when people are like, I'm thinking about joining this company, or I'm thinking about this business, whatever the case may be. I go through this series of 4 questions with them. And if they can answer them all in really great positive ways, then hey, you're in a good spot. If they can't, then we've got to find something better. So the first question, and I encourage you to write these down, get good at these and reevaluate this for yourself. Is this a product your mom, sister, and or BFF would want and or need? And the reason why I stress that is because If the people in your immediate circle wouldn't be interested, wouldn't want it, it's not a desired product, it's going to be really difficult for you to turn around and sell that product to other people. And you know, what's funny is like when I think back into like my early days when I was learning and being trained, it was like, your family's never going to support you and, you know, expect that and blah, 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 blah. Listen, if it's a product they need or want, they're going to support you. Right? That's why we all support the little Girl Scouts in our families, because we all want their cookies, right? The companies that taught that and preached that were the companies who were offering products and services that most people didn't want or need. And so we had to spend our time convincing people, right? Like that they needed it and or wanted it versus there being intrinsic need or desire for it. So is this a product your mom says your BFF would want or need? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, then maybe we need to take a second look at what we're about to try to sell, okay? Second question. If things were to change for you financially, meaning your income dropped or, you know, you had to restructure the way that you spend your money, would you figure out a way to continue to purchase this product you're about to represent? If you're like, well, I would totally just like forego it, or I wouldn't try to figure it out because that's not that important to me. It's not that much of a necessity. It's not. Then we want to take a look at that, because you don't just want to offer a product to people that's great. You want to offer one that you can stand behind and one that you can believe in and one that you can't really live without, because that's where confidence, belief, posture all comes into play. And what makes you a great proponent of sharing the value and the benefit of this product because you yourself believe in it. The third question, does the product add value and or enhance the consumer's life? Here's why that matters. Because when things get tight for other people financially, when people have to cut back, when people have to slim their spending, they're going to get rid of the extras, the luxuries, the things that they don't need. And you guys, you know, we've all been there. We've all been there when we're like, yeah, I'm going to skimp on the name brand and save 35 cents for going for the generic brand of this item because it all adds up and I'm going to try to save where I can save. If the product actually enhances and adds value to someone's life, they're going to figure out a way to pay for it because it makes such a big difference. So those are the things that we've got to think about. The fourth thing that you have to ask yourself, are customers rewarded for referring products in what I'm doing? Are customers rewarded for referring products? You see, there's been a huge shift in the world and we've all seen it. We've all participated in it, guys. We're watching it happen every single day where consumers are more than ever sharing what they know, like, and love about a certain product, brand, or company. And companies are rewarding those consumers with like influencer or affiliate type incentives to get them to continue to share. So if the business that you're looking at doesn't have a customer to customer sharing incentive rewards type program, then you're kind of cutting yourself off at the knees and not participating in consumer-based building, which is what so many companies are shifting to right now and what your company should have in place. You might notice that all of these questions have to do with product and customers. And well, the reason for that, it really is simple. No customers, no business. Customers are the lifeblood of any business. And so these things really, really are important. You want to pursue a business and a model where customer acquisition is greater than distributor acquisition. You want to pursue a business where you can fully access the compensation plan with customers alone. And let me just say this to you, that doesn't exist everywhere. And this is something you want to look into and absolutely ask about. Here's why. Like the donut shop, I must be hungry. Chinese food donut shop, it's happening. I am like always hungry. So shocker. Okay. But the donut shop in your town stays open because of the customers who come in and grab the maple bar, right? Not because they get people to open more donut shops. Customers are what drive business. Therefore, you want a customer-focused, customer-driven business. And here's why this matters from an income perspective. 97% of people, 97% of the population, they're already good at sharing, telling and showing people things they are using and loving. Think about it. When was the last time you shared an Amazon link? When was the last time you shared a link to a company or a brand or a product that you're using? When was the last time you tagged one of those people in a story or a post or anything of that nature? 97% of people are already engaging in this type of activity, which means that most people are engaging in customer acquisition activities, which means most are good at it and comfortable with it. Which means if you find a model that has a generous customer acquisition compensation, then you have a business that 97% of people can win in. And that's what you want. This means that you have a business where the probability of people making money is much higher. Here are a few things to look for and or ask when it comes to that side of the business. 4 questions here. So when you're evaluating a side hustle, evaluating a business, and you're talking with somebody, you're looking something over, or you're in a 3-way chat, or you're on a 3-way call, or whatever it looks like, I want you to come prepared with the right questions that enable you to get the answers that you're looking for so that you can make the decision that is best for you. Now, remember, I am bringing this to you after a decade of experience of being around and seeing and learning all about what is out there and what's available. And I always am going to come to you from a place of guidance. Because at the end of the day, you have to make the decision yourself. But for me, to be able to lay my head down at night and be able to sleep and get up the next day and feel like a good human, I also have to make sure that you know what to look for and again, what to avoid. So here are the 4 things you want to ask about the customer side of the business. 1, what is the income associated with customer acquisition? What is the max percentage that I can earn on customer acquisition? If it's less than 20%, find something better because it's out there. The second question, is rank advancing and recognition possible with just customer acquisition? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, find something better. Third question, are bonuses, incentives, and trips, etc., accessible with just customer acquisition? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, find something better. Fourth question, is there a way for me to build and get paid on a network of customers? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, find something better because it exists. You want to find a business model where your customers get customers who get customers who get customers. We already participate in that model. The business is Target. We are the customers as moms and women and people who go to Target. And then we post that we were at Target and we talk about our obsession with Target. We talk about what we found at Target and we make reels and TikToks and videos with the cute little things we bought from the dollar section to spruce up our home decor at Target. So we're influencing customers who turn around and influence customers who turn around and influence customers. We have built as moms, we have single-handedly built over the last 10 years the entire customer base for stinking Target. Think about that. If that business can thrive on that model, you should be able to thrive and participate in that network of customer acquisition model. So all those questions I just gave to you, those should all be yes answers. If they're not, find something better because trust me, it exists. Why? Because this is the way business has been going and will continue to trend. Customers are the key to any business and success. And if you want to build a successful business, the customer acquisition programs have to be on point, not outdated. So you can use that basic litmus test when evaluating a side hustle for yourself. And if you're currently in one, use it to evaluate if it's time to find something better, which is okay, by the way. Can we just talk about that for a quick second? It's okay to take a look at where you are and realize that maybe you deserve better. Take a look at where you are and maybe realize that there might be better out there for you. We do this in every other aspect of our lives. We need a better house. We get one. We need a better car. We buy one. We need a better, job. We go get one. We need better shoes. We go buy them. I can think about in tons of different aspects and ways. When I was a teacher and wanted to go to a better school, I wasn't looked down upon because I switched schools. You're not looked down upon because you switch districts. When I went from being a teacher to an administrator, I wasn't looked down upon because I wanted to move myself into a better position. Yet for whatever reason in this industry, it's like a no-no, which is like the craziest thing ever. You're never going to find the right thing the first time. Think like you can apply that to dating. You're never going to find the right guy the first time. You got to like fumble through a few, fail all over the place, learn some really hard lessons so that you know what you want, you know what you're looking for. Same thing in business, same thing in Chinese food restaurants. You're never going to find the best one the first time. And so we have to let go of that idea that we have to stay where we are. No. You go where your needs are the most met. You go where like the best like aspect of the opportunity is available to you. The best opportunity is available to you. Why would we ever sell ourselves short or settle? Like it just, I can't even wrap my head around it. Like it literally makes my brain hurt even just talking about that. So use this litmus test to evaluate if it's time to find something better or find a way to get better at the one that you're doing. I want to remind you that I bring you this information, share all this insight and perspective with you today because I want you to be informed. I want you to have non-biased information that will help you choose what is best for you. There are so many good companies out there, so many life-changing products, so many incredible leaders. But as I always say, most things are just meant for you to be a consumer of, and a few things are meant for you to build a business with. I'm a consumer of many products of this industry. I am building one business, right? So let's jump into a little bit more of a litmus test when it comes to evaluating a business or business model. Now, this is big because, oh gosh, let's just jump into it. Okay, litmus test. Let's talk about timing and trends. This matters big time. Here are the things you want to ask yourself. Is this company ahead of where business is going, or are they still operating off models, behaviors, and systems that were created 15 plus years ago? When was the last time they evolved? How do they create opportunities for others, and what is it that they really offer? Timing and trends really matter. You want a company that is ahead of the curve, that is constantly thinking and moving things forward, not a company that is operating off of a way that worked so long ago. Outdated practices result in, outdated success or a lack of success altogether. So the second thing you want to take a look at, innovation and third-party recognition. Again, this is huge. Are they creating new products? Are they creating new product categories? How are they evolving the brand and the story? Are they developing products based on global need and impact? If so, what are they and what does that look like? What recognition are they receiving? What awards are they winning? What third-party publications are they being featured in? Real brands get real awards and recognition from big names in health, beauty, science, business, finance, etc., not just within the industry or company. It's kind of like saying, I have the best school in our district. That's cute and all, but if my school received national recognition, that's a totally different story. The third thing, systems. This is everything. And if we've been hanging out on this podcast or like social media or like real life, you'll know systems are my jam. They are literally everything, and they are the key to success in every aspect of life. But systems is one of those words that gets thrown around in this industry like a package of Oreos at a slumber party. But truly, systems are everything. Systems are what sustain success. And most companies think they have them in place. And if they did, then true duplication would be happening. What systems, so you want to ask, like, what systems does a team or company use to help people have success? If there's a delay in the response or a lack of clarity on that from the person that you're talking to, it's a sign that the systems are lacking. Systems, let me tell you what systems are not. Systems are not step 1, 2, 3. Systems are a series of actions that anyone can plug into and get results. True systems are blind to the input. This is so big. I cannot reiterate this enough. True systems are blind to the input, meaning you can be superstar Sarah or super shy Steve, plug into the system and get results. True systems are not people dependent. They are action dependent, meaning that the incoming skill, the incoming talent, the incoming ability, the incoming education, the incoming experience in life, the incoming, all the things don't matter. None of that matters. It's the system that generates the results, not what the person brings to the system. Now, of course, what the person brings to the system could scale what those results look like, obviously, of course. But true systems automate the success rate. Bad systems decimate the success rate. 9 times out of 10, if people on the team aren't winning, 9 times out of 10, when leaders come to me from other companies like, oh, my team's not winning, I'm like, we need to take a look at your systems. Because if the systems aren't in place, winning isn't happening, right? So think about if you walked into McDonald's right now, you would be introduced to the system and you would learn how to make a Big Mac. And when you leave and another employee comes in and steps into the system, another Big Mac is made. And the Big Macs are the same every time. It's not the people that deliver the Big Mac, it's the system. Systems repeat success. Lack of systems deplete success. The fourth thing you want to take a look at, leadership and culture. Gosh, so important. Everyone out there is going to say, believe me, everyone else is going to say that their company has the best leadership and the best culture. But do they? And how do you know? You can tell a lot by how leadership acts. You can tell a lot about the culture by how the leadership acts when people move on. Are they hey, good luck to you. It's been great. I'm so excited for you. Best of luck. Keep me posted on all your success. Big hugs and peace. Or is it backstabbing and gossip and shutting people out and being horrible and awful? Literally, that says a lot about the culture, right? How the leaders respond, how people respond when people move on to what's best for them. Who are we to even judge? The second thing is how stringent the expectations are. And what I mean by that, I remember one of my first times, really trying out network marketing, it was if you weren't such and such rank, you weren't even allowed to look at the top leaders. When you came to the event, you had to look like you were making money, even if you weren't. That was an expectation. If you showed up in jeans and a t-shirt, you were turned away, even though that was a training that you were invited to. It's crazy. How stringent are the expectations when it comes to that kind of stuff? That'll tell you a lot about the culture. The emphasis on ranks and titles as individual identity. One of the things that I don't love is when your title introduces you. What it should be is nobody in the company should know or even should care what your title is. It has nothing to do with anything anyway, right? You're a human, you're a person, you have certain value, skills, and things to add to the people around you. Is the title everything? Does that give the person the identity, or is who they are and their character what contributes to that? You can tell a lot by a company's culture, by the emphasis that they put on that. Gone are the days of command and control leadership and culture among companies. The new paradigm, which you can read about in the Stephen Covey book, Trust and Inspire, which I highly recommend, by the way, that's where things are going. Trust in your people and their skills and inspire them to grow into their potential. Great companies start with great leadership, and great teams are a result of a strong, healthy culture. Those teams and companies that promote collaboration over competition, those that operate on strong values, not personal motives, those that are big picture and big impact focused, those are the companies that have culture and leadership dialed in. Companies with winning environments cultivate winning teams. Leadership is what attracts people. Culture is what keeps them. If you want to temperature test the culture of a team, ask someone what makes the culture unique. If what they say is in alignment with something you desire, then it might be a good fit. At the end of the day, the environment is going to have you thriving or barely surviving. Culture matters. It always has, and it always will. And the last thing, what I really wanted to talk about here was compensation, because that definitely matters. But I feel like that could be its own episode, number one. Number two, I also feel like it would open up a Costco-sized can of worms. And so for the sake of keeping it simple, I'm just going to keep it simple. So here are things to know and ask before you join about compensation. right? And again, I just want to reiterate, you can use this to evaluate an opportunity to move into. You can use it to evaluate where you are. Bottom line, these are the things that you should think and know. Just like if I got a brand new teaching job, I'm going to want to know, how much am I getting paid? What does it look like to move over and down on the pay scale? What does this look like? What does this look like? What does this look like? You're about to start a business. You're about to, become the CEO, if you will, of your own company. You're about to do so much and step into a role you've probably never been in before. It's important to know these things. You got to be educated, right? So first question, do you get paid up front? Do you get paid up front, like gig economy style? Like, an Uber driver. Like an Uber driver, they jump in the car, they flip on the app, they get a ping, they go pick up a person, they drive them to, whatever location, they drop them off, bing, they get paid. They know how many rides they need to do that day to make a certain amount of income. They know over the course of a given weekend how many rides it can generate, whatever kind of income. Do you get paid up front, gig economy style? Right? People, or is it a delay of pay, which is the old school employer model? That'd be like telling an Uber driver, drive people around for a whole month and then get paid at the end of the month. Nobody will be up for that. That's called motherhood. That's what we do like every day, right? So you want a company that offers what I call upfront pay, like that gig economy style pay, because that is an attractive model. That is what drives people. That is what people need right now. They need immediate income right now. That's important to people. Second one, is there an equal distribution of pay between distributor acquisition and customer acquisition? Meaning, can you get paid as much can you get paid as much to bring on someone new to sell as you do someone just to buy? Is it equal distribution? Or do you only get the big bucks for recruiting people and the little bucks for getting customers? If it's not equal distribution, okay, if it's yes, equal distribution, I get paid good bucks on both sides, great. If no, guys, pay attention. That is what we call a distributor consumption-based model. That is an old, dying model. This is also like that distributor-based consumption model. You also know it's that kind of a model when they're big on you joining because you're going to get a discount. Oh, I want to buy the products. Oh, but if you join, you get a discount. That is a distributor consumption-based model, right? Again, an old, dying model, not something that is healthy or something you want to be with long-term. The next thing that you want to know about the compensation plan or ask, do I get paid on all of the business I generate, or only a line of business or a portion of business until a certain qualification is met? If you did it, if you built it, if you generated it, you should get paid on it, period. Period, period, period. And the last one that you want to know, think about and ask is, how do bonuses work? Are they only reserved for top ranks, or are they spread throughout the ranks? Are they paid out short term and for, short term and just boom? Or are they paid out over a long-term period? Are the bonuses designed for maintenance and advancement? What you're looking for is bonuses that are spread throughout the ranks, right? Like you can be at a beginning rank and get these bonuses, have access to them, and that they're designed not just for advancement, but for maintenance. That is a very, very important thing to look for, because just like in real life, just like everywhere, like the middle class is a normal everyday average person, right? Like the middle class, that's the mid. And when the mid is strong, everything else is stronger. So when you think about a business and you think about those middle ranks and those people who have built something and they're maintaining it, takes just as much work to maintain something as it does to build it, by the way. Okay. Like, are they being rewarded? Are we strengthening the middle class, the average person in business? If we are, then the business and the company is stronger as a whole. Something to consider and think about. At the end of the day, here's what you need to know. There is a reason this is a headline right now and why it's the center of conversation in major business and finance publications. There's a reason that 73% of the workforce is expected to partake in this industry. This is your sign. This is your sign, you guys, that it's time to take a look and position yourself with a company and a product that will create cash flow for you. There's literally never been a better time or a bigger reason to reevaluate your life at this point and diversify yourself and take control of your personal economy. If you don't do it now, when will you? And if you don't do it now, will you have the ability to change your situation for the better? I made the decision to explore that choice, that option 10 years ago because I was tired of the cap that was put on my life, a cap on my income, a cap on my time, a cap on my potential, a cap on my ability to make decisions for my family, a cap on my ability to scale my skills and my earnings. Has it been easy over the last 10 years? No, but neither was becoming a teacher, neither was becoming an administrator, neither is being a mom. Has it been worth it? Most definitely yes. The earning and learning potential in this industry really is unlimited, which is one of the things I love about it. There's no caps, which results in an increased capacity to impact the world around you. Guys, 3/4 of the American population will redefine the way they make money, the way they live, and the way they move forward in the world, and they will be wildly successful because of it. The question is, where will you be in all of that? Will you be part of the group that moved up in life or the group that missed out? As with everything else, the choice is ultimately yours. Where you are now is a result of the choices you made in the past, and where you will go from here will be based on the choices that you make today. So I encourage you to choose improvement, to choose growth, to choose temporary discomfort, choose success, choose options, and lastly, choose opportunity. The opportunity to change your life and the lives of the people around you. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope that you have a better idea of what to look for and what to avoid when it comes to finding the right side hustle for you. If you want more specific guidance or have questions, jump over to Instagram or Facebook, shoot me a message. I'd be happy to chat with you. At the end of the day, I'm a huge believer and proponent of this industry. And I wholeheartedly wanted to take the opportunity today to provide some basic insight and perspective to those of you who are wanting to just learn more, and to those of you who are looking to pursue it more seriously. Get this episode out to your friends who are considering starting a side hustle, and share it with those who you know are currently building businesses so we can work together to inspire growth and success in those around us. Thanks again, you guys, for joining me here on Brewing Success, where growth is the mission, change is the goal, and progress is the reward.